a mayhem, a mayday. Talk shit, she at your head. I ain't talking ball fade. She don't fuck with baby daddies, fucking up the feng shui. Taking care of 4 kids, Sunday to Sunday. Fly her and round trips when she hit the runway. Comedy original, she do shit her own way. Made the stage her place, moving at her own pace. Fuck with her the wrong way, this gon' be a long day. She watch basketball wives, loving hip hop. Born in 81, one day full turned to 82. Funny, wretched, and cute. She a winner, that's true. She don't even take pills, eating alphabet soup. Mayday, mayhem, 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 mayday, mayhem. She a cool black nerd, always been smart. Ever since she turned 8, wanted her name in the charts. Monty Python was a shit, Richard Pryor made a start. Red Fox and Eddie Murphy, inspiration to her art. Who you know got banned from the dollar store for throwing canned goods at a baby father though. She a good mother though. She ain't worried about laughs cause she gon' get a lot of those. Showtime at the Apollo though. And she paint the perfect picture telling stories up in all the jokes. You don't really want the drama bro. Cause Mabel cool, Mayday nice, Mayday want all the smoke. Mayday, mayhem, Mayday, mayhem, Mayday, mayhem, Mayday, mayhem, Mayday, mayhem, Mayday, mayhem, Mayday, mayhem.
And welcome back to Mayday Mayhem. I am Mayday Mayhem. And we're going to be talking about a subject that has been overlooked, or maybe underlooked to say the least. Our missing people. And if it haven't opened your eyes, the Gabby Petro case, that should have really opened your eyes to how missing people are taken in America. Now, they call Gabby Petro's death, they call it America's tragedy. And of course, I'm not taking away or negating from the fact that a life was lost. A parent should never want to bury their child. That's the worst fear, to bury your children. However, it's a very clear difference when it comes to missing Black and Hispanic versus missing white individuals. Now, I have to use this as an example because it's been plastered from CNN to every major network you can possibly think of, looking for Brian Laundrie, and we've seen it time and time before where the significant other has done harm to the victim, and now they're on a run. Parents are helping them. They're complicit with it, and now they're in fear for his safety. Okay, they've had a small memorial for her, and it's incredibly insane how her life was taken from her in a whole different state. And he drove cross country back to Florida with her car. And he wasn't jailed immediately, for one, because there's been instances where Black women have been killed. And like I said, not to negate from the fact that all these people have lost their lives here. Let's be serious. Everyone that we're speaking of has lost their life, and every last life is precious and should be taken as precious. However, there's a difference when it comes to the mass media of the missing Black people versus missing white people. Just take a look at this Gabby Petro case and Brian Laundrie. Now, we all know, or assuming allegedly, that he did harm to this girl. Okay. He should have been booked and picked up on the 3rd when he came back without her. Without her. You came back with her car without her. Now, they found her body relatively quickly. However, we have some people that have been missing for years, and it has been zero coverage. You hear about it one time and that's it. Or you hear about a murder of someone one time and that's it. For instance, let me share my screen with you. Let me share my screen. Oh, where is it? Here we go. Now, we have an aspiring makeup artist that was found in the trunk. In the trunk of her boyfriend's car. Oh, it won't show it. All right, for whatever reason, StreamYard is having their issue, but she was an aspiring makeup artist. And let me see if I can try to share it now. Okay, I don't know what that is. Okay. Now, as you see, she's an aspiring makeup artist. Here we go. She's an aspiring makeup artist that was found in the trunk of her boyfriend's car. Brianna Tiara Johnson, 28, a former Texas Southern University graduate who friends say had great sense of humor and love of makeup that she shared on her YouTube channel, was found dead. The body of the 28-year-old Texas woman was found in the trunk of a car after it crashed in a police chase near Houston. According to officials, the body of Brianna Tiara Johnson, a former Texas Southern University graduate who friends say had a great sense of humor and loved to do makeup that she shared on YouTube channel, was found in the trunk of a white Honda on Saturday after the vehicle was pulled up by troopers from the Texas Department of Public Safety. Now, this girl was found in the trunk of her car. Okay? I bet you didn't hear about it on the news. I bet you didn't hear about it. I'm willing to bet cash money you hear about it. Or how about Kiara Coles? Kiara Coles is another young lady that's been missing, and she's been missing over 2 years. They just had a vigil for her. What was that, last week? Because she was 3 months pregnant when she went missing. And not only that, she was a postal worker. They don't talk to you about those situations. Those situations are not a subject of content, so to say. So why isn't her story being shared coast to coast? Because we probably could have found her by now. She was 3 months pregnant and she went missing under suspicious circumstances. Why is she not being publicized coast to coast? Jelani Day, it took them 3 weeks to identify his remains, and he was only found a couple of days later, and he was reported missing. That is another story that should be cross headlines. That's a story that really needs to be investigated. Jelani, he was supposed to meet with his counselor, didn't meet with her. He went and got him some Starbucks, but then he went to the dispensary, but then he went missing. His clothes was found in one spot. Then his car was found hidden in another spot. His mother having spoken to him just like me. I'm a mama's girl. I ain't gonna lie. I love my mama. I talk to my mama every day, all day. Hell, sometimes I talk to my mom 4-5 hours a day while I'm doing chores or while I'm running errands on the phone just to shoot the shit, shoot the breeze, just to talk to her. That's just what I do. And I'm guessing Delani was the type that he always called his mother, and she said she spoke to him, and he went missing, and she was begging and pleading. She even went to the university and had a heartfelt speech asking for anyone to know anything about her baby, just step forward. And after she had that speech, that's when pretty much someone tipped off that he may be around this area, and where they found him at. Not too far from there, found clothes, his car, and all this other stuff. Why haven't Jelani Day been plastered across YouTube and plastered across CNN? Those are questions that need to be answered. And there are actually surveillance of him going and coming to and fro. So who is he with? Who is he going to see? The counselor reported him missing the day after. And I'm still trying to wrap, I understand, when you in college, because I have a couple of kids that are college age. And when you in college, I know that's a sense of freedom. You're away, you exploring life, you're exploring yourself, you're trying to see, what's cracking, what's going on. You're exploring. And he went to the dispensary, which is in Bloomington. He went there, he came back, and he just disappeared after the dispensary. Nobody know what happened. Next thing you know, you found him in the river, and it took you 3 weeks to identify him, but it only took you 48 hours to pretty much find and identify Gabby. And all due respect, even looking for Gabby, y'all actually found 4, 5, or 6 more missing people. Found a couple that was missing and found dead. You found a man. You found a whole lot of people looking for one woman, which is awesome that you found other people. But if this search was going on more prominently, wouldn't we find more people? Or wouldn't some of these people not go missing? Like, honestly, I stay in Chicago. There is a serial killer. There's several of them walking around here. And in any metropolitan area. And they go to places of prime targets. Why? Places where, and targets where people will not be missed. They won't put up a big fuss. And where is that? Majority the Black and Hispanic neighborhoods, where they feel like they won't be heard, it won't be listened to. It's not, whatever. They just probably ran away, or it's probably at a friend's house. Instead of taking our cases seriously. And even as Kiara Cole's mother said, it's a video. If you guys look it up, there is a video of Kiara Cole's. Allegedly, they are saying that that's her walking to the car, but even her mother says that is not her walking to no car. It's not. That is not her. Her family says that is not her. And anybody that has a parent, or even if you have a dog or a cat, your fur babies, your cat or dog and children from any other cat, dog. You could pick your kids out in a crowd full of other kids, and no, there go mine's right there, and it be your kid. It's so a parent knows their child. A parent knows their child, and to say that we're telling, and the parent is saying, no, that's not my kid. But you have the police saying, well, this is the footage of her, and she's saying, no, that is not her. We know. Even like I said, people, you got your little fur babies out here. Put your fur babies in a room full of other fur babies. I bet you know your fur baby out any other fur baby. And they might all have the same little clothes on, maybe even the same little breed. I bet you know yours out of any other one. It's going to have certain little quirks, some little ticks that you know, like, nope, that badass puppy right there belongs to me. Yep, that crazy ass cat. Yeah, you know, not that one, the one that, yep, that's her. I know her anywhere. And we know our children the same way. It seems like there's no rush when our children are missing. And let's not get it twisted. Kiara Coles is considered a federal worker. She worked for the United States Post Office here on the south side of Chicago. So how did she just vanish into thin air? And there's so much stuff surrounding Kiara Coles' case that I don't see why the FBI have not been on top of that case. It's so much surrounding her case. If you listen to my podcast, the Mayday Mayhem podcast, I have an episode dedicated about Kiara Coles. Go and listen to it. I break down certain shit and say certain shit that we cannot say over here, can't say over here, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, talking about Kiara Coles. Then we have Dashina Cow. She was missing for 3 months. They just found her body a couple of weeks ago. And guess what? Her boyfriend was being held already in jail for a crime that they said was unassociated to her. So you're quick to lock up the boyfriends when it comes to black and brown. When it comes to white, you let the boyfriends walk, flee, run around, and you have millions of dollar mass manhunt from coast to coast, literally country to country, looking for him. But the black and brown don't get that same. And other minority groups don't get that same. It's looked at, oh, they're just with friends. Oh, and it shouldn't be that way. It's not. That ain't cool. That's not cool at all. You have so many people that are missing, and you can go and look at your local Walmart. You can look at your local you know, I don't know why they stopped putting kids on the back of missing children on the back of milk cartons. That was something I grew up with, where they would put children on the back of missing children on the back of milk cartons. I don't know why the fuck they stopped doing that, but they did. But it's crazy to me that we have a mass manhunt. Even have their parents on Dr. Phil. I'm trying to, why hasn't Nancy Grace, Dr. Phil, or anyone interviewed Jelani Day's mom or Kiara Cole's mother? Why not? And those are just the ones I can think of the top of my head. You can look at your local papers and see how many missing children there are, how many missing people are plastered on your local Walmart, your local Target. If you walk past the customer service, they have missing children up there. But they're just plastered up there. Many people walk past and don't pay any attention to it. Don't give it a second glance. Don't even care to look at it. But it's there. But it's not vocalized nationwide as it is if these were white children. So why are there so many missing but no one knows? Like, I literally think there should be a network dedicated to nothing. And when I say nothing but, I mean nothing but missing people, where they play nothing but about missing people around the clock. And I guarantee you will not play the same person twice in the same day. There are several people that are missing in all metropolitan areas. There are several people missing and children missing in close suburban areas to the metropolitan area. I believe it should be a network that features stories and talks about talk to the parents and people around these missing children and missing people, because they are just as important as anyone else. They are just as important. Their lives are just as precious, as just as important as anyone else's life is. And I mean that. Like, there should be a whole show dedicated to nothing but missing people, just like you have 2, 5, 9, 7, 12, 32, 66. I might be telling my age a little bit, but there should be a channel up in between there that has round the clock about missing people. Missing people in your area, missing people in your city, missing people in your state, missing people in the surrounding states. I guarantee you would not play the same story twice in a day. You wouldn't. You would have a different story, several different stories might add you every day, 365 days a year. You would have it. And it would put out more on missing people, since we are living in the technologically inclined world where everyone is either on their phones, their iPads, their watches. They're always watching the TV, searching on their Roku, searching on their Spotify's, and listening to their Sirius XM in their cars and other things in their cars. Like, that would be perfect to gather up every missing person and have a segment on them. It would give some light to these missing people, since of course flyers don't do it, billboards don't do it. Hell, there are still 2 missing boys from Cal City that have been missing since December 21st, 2020. Why has there not been a mass manhunt for 2 babies? We're not talking about no grown person that can drive a car, buy cigarettes, go. No, we're talking about 2 babies that can't even ride bicycles. Came up missing. Orrin and Orson West. Why aren't they stories plastered across coast to coast? Why haven't the FBI really stepped in and picked it up? No, it's still in the hands of Bakersfield, California. They just switched jurisdictions. Why not put it in the same place? Why not do them the same way? Why not have FBI searching for these 2 babies? These were babies. 3 and 4 years old, 2 and 3 years old. They can't go nowhere without an adult. They not like my big overgrown ass where I can walk down the street, and if I don't want to be noticed or found, I can hide and shit like that. You can't do that with no babies. Now, what happened to Orson and Orrin West? I also talk about that story on my podcast, Mayday Mayhem Podcast, that's streamed on all platforms, from Spotify to Apple Podcasts to Google Podcasts, Anchor Podcast. I'm on WordPress. And I talk about these types of subjects and these children and these people that are missing. And it seems no one cares. But it's a mass manhunt for a dude that's suspected of allegedly killing his girlfriend. And we're out playing Where's Brian, like we playing Where's Waldo. Sorry about that. Like we're playing Where's Waldo, looking for him. So I'm trying to figure out, where's the equality? Where's the sense of growth during this time of the digital world? So that's why I tell y'all, stay vigilant, stay awoke, stay positive, because we live in such a negative world where we have so many things going on around us, And it's a very chaotic world. So you have to stay positive and stay on the positive note. Surround yourself with positive feelings and positive things because, hey, it's a lot of negative things happening in a negative type of society where bad things are glorified versus helpful things and good things or things to help progress people. So I'm going to end this broadcast where I end all my broadcasts on all my platforms. If no one told you they love you, I do. I truly, truly do. And make sure you do better today than you did yesterday and strive for a better tomorrow today. You know what I'm saying? And, next time you strolling through Walmart or strolling through Target, take a look at some of those flyers. Take a look at them. Take a look at those kids and, just take a mental note. You might see one of these children. You never know. God put people in certain places for certain reasons or divine intervention or the universe, however you want to chalk it up to. But, take notice of those little things because, it could be vital. No parent wants to sit up and worry about their child. And like I said, no parent wants to bury their children. So everyone out there, stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll be back next time. And we're going to have more candid conversations like this. And please like, subscribe, and don't forget to check out Mayday Mayhem Podcast, where we talk about more in-depth things over there that we can't really talk about here on the tube. Social media has social standards for what you can and can't talk about and what is and is not acceptable. So the Mayday Mayhem Podcast is a place where you do have a freedom of speech, a freedom of mind, a freedom to say or feel what you feel or say what you feel. You say it with your chest. You know what I'm saying? Or we're saying in a very soft voice. But it's a safe place. So I thank you for listening to me. Stay safe, stay healthy. And until next time, I'll talk to y'all later.